Over the past 2 weeks, I have been trying to keep up with my orchids as best as possible. All the little chores I'm doing in this video, once upon a time, were done within a single day, sans any issues. Well, here I am finally able to put a little patio cleanup video together, showing some orchids and what I need to do to stay on top of, no matter what, or else things will get out of hand, especially the dangers of rot. So in the past weeks I have been, trying to stay on top of the weeds, and a prime example of weeds that don't mind the cold temperatures can be seen in my Maxillaria tenuifolia. Hey, Maxillaria over here as well. I apologize. It would appear that Cousin It has some lack of attention issues and keeps piping up just because I'm dealing with my tenuifolia. Hang on a sec, Cousin It. I will get to you as well. Just give me a second. Why the glasses, sir? It's only going to complicate things. Okay, here comes the star treatment. Not that you asked for it, but you're gonna get it. And these have to go. Now, I'm not a fan of cutting brown tips off of leaves, simply because it exposes a new tip which becomes vulnerable to more decline. But in the case of Cousin It, things have gotten out of hand with the browning of the tips, so his bloom show cannot really shine. Besides, he just loves your attention, so no. I do not cut into green tissue, I just leave a little brown tip behind in the hopes that the deterioration will not progress further. Anyway, I got brown leaf tips during the winter of 23 and 24, and I thought it was because Cousin It did not get enough calcium during the growing season. As he lives outside all year round, I have not had the leaves brown during the previous winters, hence I figured that for the season of 2024 I would give him more calcium nitrate to strengthen the new leaves, especially because his size probably demanded it. Well, what happened was that the new leaves started to brown even without the day of the big burn, during which some were affected by sunburn, but also the protected side of him started to get brown leaf tips, and with that, the higher calcium concentration is the culprit in my opinion, because it resulted in fertilizer burn, which manifests as brown leaf tips as well, similar to the cold symptoms that he got in 23 and 24. Anyway, because there's so much of it on Cousin It, I'm doing this to allow the blooming to be more impactful as opposed to meh because of the browning leaves. Besides, just have a little bit more fun with Cousin It, seeing as it has been a while. There you go, sir. Now you can show off your stunning bloom show. I hope that you're happy with the result. I have to say, you look so much better. As with any visit to Figaro, let me also sweep around you just to finish things off. And what do you think his reaction to all of this is? Self-complimenting, pretty much saying, looking mighty fine. Now that wasn't too hard, was it? Excuse you, please. No, it wasn't too hard, but I was dealing with your counterpart Tenufolia and had you on my radar, so how rude. But I'm glad you like it. Thank goodness for that. Okay, I'm gonna go back to finish off the Tenufolia now, because I'm very impressed with this one. The new growths are only just now starting to mature their pseudobulbs. The fact that this is the compact growing variety, yikes, I dare not imagine what a standard Tenufolia would look like if I had one for the past 6 years. I just have to make sure that as I get the weeds out that I don't scratch or damage a new pseudobulb, and note to self, do not let it get this bad again. Famous last words. Also, now that I have all my Dendrobium varioda cakeys on a mount, all these pots can be cleaned up. Rain is in the forecast, so I have several days during which I can sterilize and clean my leca again. I have several containers in the kitchen, already going back a month, just waiting for the mother load of media cleanup. And I was waiting for these pots. Now with them all gone, things won't look so unkempt on the patio anymore, at least in that area. My Renanthra caloptera is no more as she succumbed to stem rot. For that reason, I left her outside until such a time that I could address the media and toss what remains of her, lovely jubbly, more lava rock and ceramis, to clean and get into my stash. Holcoglossum kimberlianum is also being swallowed up in the deep south, which it seems to love. While it won't bloom, it loves that space, but it is slowly being taken over by weeds as well. So a little trim here and there. Expose the orchid for what she is, a wonderful non-blooming specimen, kimberlianum. During the summer, I don't mind everything that grows around this orchid because it all adds to the humidity boost that I struggle to maintain in my dry climate. But now, with rain coming, there's no need for all of this. And getting air around the structures and all the new branching points, etc. It's just going to make me feel a lot better. And while I do like seeing the orchid top, let me show you the reason why I never remove the moss ball that has grown around the pot. I don't remove it, and that moss grew by itself. And I don't remove it because of the roots growing in it. Unfortunately, magpies are searching for worms and destroyed this section of the moss, exposing the roots that were growing beautifully in it, including root tips and all. Most annoying. So that is a visual of why I do not remove the moss. Other creatures had other plans. Oh well, it is not as if the orchid is shy of roots. My Victoria Regina is making a wonderful comeback with nice looking growths. Seeing as this orchid relishes the current conditions, it gets its time to shine in the viewfinder for a little bit and a little calcium nitrate to help it along. And may I suggest how you can help me along, please? I would so appreciate a thumbs up, and please subscribe to the channel, say hi in the comments. All the things that YouTube loves to see happen for a video, so as the video can make it, for lack of a better term. Anyway, thank you so much for that support. Another task that I'm keeping my eye on is removing the moss in between the tightly grown pseudobulbs of my Rapiculus, I almost said Laelias, Cattleyas, of my Rapiculus Cattleyas. During the summer, when I could really use the help of that microclimate the moss creates, the moss isn't as vigorous, but it certainly is now, while the conditions are cold, and this is not ideal, especially because we rarely get a lot of wind when it rains. But I do enjoy fussing with them on a daily basis. I can only do so much while standing on my feet. I don't want to rush the process because I have to be careful that I do not pinch any possible roots that could be growing underneath that moss. So I've been doing this chore every day as best as possible, pot per pot, where it is most needed. All the while that I was doing these tasks, walking, also crouching, and standing was off the charts painful. So let me introduce you to a new four-legged friend that arrived on the patio. Meet Sugarcane. Yes, I have decided to name my new companion Sugarcane, as an homage to my childhood in Kenya when I used to eat the stuff straight from the field. One panga, one chop, and I got myself some sugarcane. I am hopeful that while it is going to slow me down even further, more trips, etc., because I only have one hand free, I'm really hopeful that my new companion will help me to stand up without falling and to walk without slipping. I also hope that I won't need to abuse sugarcane too much, that what is going on is temporary, but, well, only time will tell. And with that, let me thank you so much for watching. I get to wish you a wonderful day, on the condition though that you stay safe, please. Take care. Bye.